I'm off on my culinary travels again to one of the most exciting, diverse and influential places in the world for food. It has to be the Mediterranean. I'll be exploring this magnificent sea from east to west, visiting countries whose cuisines have inspired me over the years. Pecorino cheese. This is squishy, squashy, deliciousy. From Sardinia to Spain, Africa to Asia, I'll be crossing continents and going off the beaten track to prove there's more to life in the Med than you'd expect. My mum would be so proud of me. I can go backwards. And visiting places loved and revered the world over as holiday heaven for travelling gourmets. Oh, wow. I'll be experiencing all the wonder that this incredible corner of the world has to offer. So come on, come with me as I open up my Mediterranean cookbook. I've been throwing myself into the way of life here on the beautiful Mediterranean island of Sardinia. It's all about the cooking with fresh local produce and eating some amazing food. Now, I tell you what, there's no shortage of that. In fact, I'm ready for some more, aren't you? Situated to the west of mainland Italy, in the heart of the Mediterranean, Sardinia is an island full of wonder. My exploration continues in rugged mountains near Oliana and Siniscola. The stunning scenery makes it a sought-after spot for hikers and holidaymakers who fancy a bit of the outdoor life. But as always, I'm here for the food, and I'm travelling to Siniscola to meet Claudio, a local foodie who's going to show me around this wonderful part of the island. Our first stop is a bakery run by his mum and dad, where they're already making a special Sardinian bread, something I know as music bread.
Yeah, there's my family doing pane carasato. It's Sardinian flat bread. It's an ancient tradition. It's one of the most traditional Sardinian bread that in the past was used by the shepherds. Because,
Shepherds?
Yeah, well, the shepherds in the past, they stay for a long time away by their village, like more than 1 month sometimes. And so this bread was perfect because of a very long duration, more than 6 months.
Are you serious? This bread can actually last 6 months?
Yes, of course.
Can it keep that lovely crispiness?
Because it's cooked twice, so bring out all the humidity, it's fragrant and crispy.
These amazing flatbreads are served everywhere in Sardinia. Claudio's mum kneads the dough and cuts it into portions. They are rolled out multiple times to get them paper thin and then baked twice. Claudio's parents make 2 types, plain and 1 baked with olive oil and salt. Yummy. How many breads would you make a day?
Many. Well, it usually around 80, 100 kilos per day.
100 kilos per day? All mum and dad?
Yeah, well, with the help of my sister.
Yeah. It's just fantastic, just watching them do it.
Yeah.
They're so kind of... It's almost like they're machines. Especially the way that mum cuts it out, dad puts it in there. They flick the switch here and there. It's fantastic. Oh, lovely. And do you sell to local restaurants or just to regular people?
Yes, no, well, we sell in our little shop. We furnish also hotels, restaurants.
And you say there's different styles of bread. Do you have names for them?
It is pane carasato, we call in Siniscola, but in other place, like in Nuoro, they call pane carasau, in other villages, pane carasado. It is just because the richness of Sardinian language, that we have different varieties, and each village have its own, and we are proud to maintain our,
tradition.
With the tradition.
Yeah, absolutely, tradition. So where does this... term music bread come from, then?
Well, music bread, I think Italians don't know how to say carasau or speak in Sardinian language, and for them it's easier to say carta da musica because the sound that make the bread when you bring, and this is music.
This is music. And I thought it was about reading through.
There are many versions. Like people say that it's like the music paper you can write on, but I never tried to do on the bread, so I think for the sound.
Wonderful. And it's got that lovely crackly sound. Fantastic. I love hearing about things that are so traditional, so real to life, you know?
Yeah.
And there's nothing more true than you working with your family every day. Beautiful watching, Mama. Thank you for that, Claudio. Oh,
You're welcome.
I look forward to trying it. Ah, now with some of Claudio's parents' music bread in my shopping bag, it's time to open up my Mediterranean cookbook. And I've found the perfect spot for a bit of al fresco cooking and eating. Hotel su Gologonia and its breathtaking mountain views. Oh, finally, I get to try some of this delicious bread. So interesting watching it being made because it's crispy, it's crunchy, it actually delivers. I can't believe that it actually lasts for 6 months. But here in Sardinia, there's a classic recipe using it. It's called Pani Flat Out, and I wanted to make it for you. First of all, I'm going to take the onion, chop that up quite finely. A little bit of olive oil into your pan, followed by your chopped onion. Stir those round. Then to that, I've got a couple of cloves of garlic that I'm just going to grate straight into the onion. That's it. Stir that round again. Then to that, we can take our passata, give it a bit of a shake. Can't shake like you, Aids. And then pour that into our pan. Great vegetarian dish, this. And just let it tick over ever so slowly for a good 15 or 20 minutes. Really let those flavours come alive. And in order to let those flavours come alive, I'm going to add some basil. Just chopping it up. There it is. A little bit of basil going in there. OK, can you see that spitting already? That's why you want to turn that heat right down till it's very, very low. Just let that cook down for a while. Take the music bread, pop it straight onto your plate. Got hot stock here, and I'm going to just pour hot stock on the top there like that. This was a great way of using up stale bread in the old days. You know, they used to have this. Have to wait a long time for it to get stale, though. It lasts for 6 months. Another layer on the top there. I am using vegetable stock here. Pour the hot stock on the top like that, and just let it soak in there a bit. Soak up all that lovely stocky flavour. Now, whilst that's soaking, my water's boiling here for my poached eggs. I'm going to put a splash of vinegar, just to show you how much. Look, perhaps just a couple of capfuls into my water. A little bit of vinegar holds the albumen, which is the egg white, together. Take your eggs. Now, one at a time here, you crack your egg into the egg cup. Gently does it. All right, then. I'm going to turn off the heat, completely off, all right? And I'm going to pop my egg very gently into the water. Let's get another one done quite quickly. And into the water like that. There you go. You could keep it boiling. You could keep it ticking over if you want. A little simmering, not boiling, but simmering. I don't want a hard boil. Just pop your lid back on there, all right? That's it. And you just leave that for 3 or 4 minutes, and bang, you'll have perfect poached eggs. Also, another little tip is you could put cling film. You know some cling film? You could put cling film into your cup so it's hanging over, pop your egg inside, then take your cling film, lift it up, twist it, put a little bit of a knot in there, and you could poach it that way too. That's another perfect way of doing it. All sorts of ways, but really, you've got to find a way. You've got to find out what's comfortable for you, OK? Look, these have soaked up all of that lovely, lovely stock. Can you see, 1 minute that was really crispy, now it's wonderfully pliable. And I'm just going to slide that onto my plate, just like that. And take a little bit of that tomato sauce and spread that like that. There you go. Take another layer. Take those excess drips. There you go, and on we go again, letting that slide off your spatula. Doesn't matter if it curls up a little bit. Then a bit more of that wonderful tomato sauce. Wow, have a little peek. Ooh! And let's just pick up our egg. There it is. I'm just going to roll that over now. Look at this. Boop. There you go. Let's take that out. Here we are. A little bit of pepper. Just a touch of salt. But more importantly, some pecorino cheese. Wow. Pop that on there like that. Pani Flat Out, Sardinian style. Let's see what all the fuss is about. Well, I have to say, that Flat Out is fabulous. Coming up, I take a wander with Claudio to find out about an interesting fruit only grown in Sardinia.
It's a tradition that we try to transmit. It's part of our culture, our identity.
And it's cocktail time. I get my cocktail shaker out to whip up a fruity, fabulous drink. Welcome back to my travels around the Mediterranean, where I've been exploring the magnificent island of Sardinia. I've been spending some time in Siniscola on the east of the island with Claudio, who's already introduced me to his mum and dad.
It's one of the most traditional Sardinian bread that in the past was used by the shepherds.
Claudio is so passionate about the local produce and culture, he runs Sardinia's Slow Experience, teaching people about this unique island. Now he's brought me to another family-owned property. He's going to show me a fruit that has been grown here for at least 2 centuries. And is so special, it's only found in this area of Sardinia. What type of fruit have we got here?
Here we have Pompeia. It's this fruit that is a unique citrus fruit which grows just in Sardinia. It's not eatable fresh because it's too acid.
Yeah, it reminds me of pomelo. Bit of an ugly fruit, very similar to this, but very thick skin. And they blended it with the sweet orange to create the grapefruit. Do you have pamplemousse, the grapefruit? Yeah. Very citrusy, very almost like lemony, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very strong. Like this is a wild plant. In fact, the tree is full of spike.
Why are there little spikes on the tree?
They protect the fruit.
So what do you use it for then?
We use everything. In our village, in Siniscola, we do the best wedding cakes by the white part. They peel, bring out the skin to make a nice digestive liquor, and then a hole on the top part to bring out the pulp.
They can suck it out.
Yeah, you have to do with the fingers, taking care to don't break the
pith.
After it, remain like a white balloon, empty. And this we cook firstly in water and sugar to bring out the acidity. When the water consumed become like a jelly, we add multi-flower honey. And for 4 hours, with a small fire,
How long does this take?
It takes in total about 8 hours.
Kind of reminds me of making jam a little bit, you know? That whole process, that long process. Has this always been popular in Sardinia then, the Pompeia fruit?
No, well, Pompeia was known just in Siniscola Best celebration, in the ceremonies.
Is it your family who are involved in bringing it back again?
Since I was a child, I was used to the smell of Pompeia at the bottom of the armory in the living room.
Lovely.
And so it's a tradition that we try to transmit. It's part of our culture, our identity. My family, in the last 15 years, have done a lot of trade fair. I've presented Pompeia.
I love that. You're promoting Pompeia and your family. It's a lovely thing to do. That's brilliant. What a treat. I love finding out about these unique ingredients. It's crazy to think that these fruits only grow in Siniscola. Now it's time for me to taste some of the products Claudio makes from these special fruits, and I've got just the recipe to use them in. Well, what can I say? How fascinating was it walking around that Pompeia farm, seeing all those wonderful fruits, and yet they're in their infancy. It was wonderful to find out from Claudio that they actually get 700 grams, sometimes 1 kilo. Can you imagine? Well, I've got quite a few here, and I wanted to cut it inside. I wanted to share it with you, what it actually looks like. So let's cut that in half. There you go. You can see A little bit like a grapefruit, really, isn't it? But quite a thick skin, incredibly bitter. Let's have a little taste of that. Oh, wow, that's sharp and zingy, but as I said, a bit like a cross between a grapefruit and a lemon. And if you consider that in the old days, they used to spend hours upon hours trying to get rid of that bitterness so they could actually use it, as Claudio was saying, making a marmalade. Here's that lovely Pompeia Marmalade, which smells great. But what about how it tastes? Let's have a little go at that, shall we? Yeah. Spread a little bit of that on. Now, will this compare to the lovely marmalades that we have at home? We've got so many different varieties, haven't we? The actual fruit is quite bitter, so let's see what this is like. Wow. That's zingy. That really delivers. That's delicious. Oh, that could be the new rage, Pompeia Marmalade. Very, very nice. Now, not only do they do a fantastic marmalade, they also do a Pompeia liqueur. So I want to do an absolute classic cocktail for you. We all love a cocktail, don't we? They call it Paradiso out here in Sardinia. Normally made with limoncello. I'm actually going to make it with Pompeia. Simple enough to do. First, I want to show you how to rim the glasses. I've already got one done here. Check that out. Can you see that lovely, crusty, sugary rim there? Look at that. Easy enough to do. Let me show you how. I put some Pompeia liqueur onto a plate. Grab hold of your glass, OK? Your nice cocktail glass. And just pop glass like that into it. Can you see that? OK, you want something quite even. Take it out and just hold it there for a second. Get rid of any of those drips. And then I've just got sugar, nice bit of coarse sugar. Don't need caster sugar, any sugar. I wouldn't use Dem or anything like that, but you do need a coarse sugar. In it goes like that. I'm just leaving it there for a bit, just to soak up a little bit of that sugar. All right, I want a nice, crusty ring. There you go. Out it comes, and there we have it. That's what you're looking for. Great. Why not show off with your friends or your family, whoever it is you're making it for? I think it looks really, really pretty. All right, now, what about that drink? You do need a cocktail shaker. Let's take the lid off that. And I'm going to hit that with quite a bit of ice. All right, we want to make that nice and cool. That's it. Lots of ice going in there. And then I'm going to hit that with about 3 measures of vodka. 1, 2, 3. There you go. All right, you've got that in there. Followed by 1 measure of Campari, which is a bitter liqueur. That's it. OK. Followed by, the old Pompeia liqueur. We're going to put 1 of those in there too. We're in Sardinia. There you go. And finally, I've got some fresh orange juice here. Isn't it wonderful? When you get fresh orange juice, it just looks so wonderful in the glass. It just kind of goes, drink me. I'm not going to drink you. I'm going to add you to my liqueur. All right, couple of measures of orange juice going in there. Take our lid, pop that on top, give it a bit of a tap, and my flamingo shirt means I need to do a flamingo dance. Something pink on my head. That would have been appropriate, wouldn't it? Yeah, go and have some fun, okay? That's what life's all about. And then pour this into your cocktail glass. Perfect. Nice and easy. There you go. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. And I just want to finish that off with a slice of fresh orange on the side of it like that. And there you have it. My Pompeia Paradiso. Wow. Perfect any time of the day. Coming up next, I explore the mountains of Sardinia with 2 shepherds. We have an idea that the shepherd has the long white coat, but you guys are rock and roll shepherds, aren't you? I'll be finding out more about the culture and history of Sardinia. How old is this archaeological site then?
Oh, it's about 3,700 years.
And I'm going to make you some more dishes from my Mediterranean cookbook.